Good evening, YouTube. Derek here, Hardball Crazy Kickback video. Tonight I'm going to do a little bit different video. Something's been on my mind for a while and I decided to do one tonight. Um, Different video because I'm doing a binder showcase. And I usually do my topics on my video as to Major League Baseball related. It has a broad scope. I don't try to get too local because you kind of lose interest among viewers. But I thought at least share it. Might get a lot less views than normal, but that's okay. It's out in the YouTube world. It kind of showcase those. That's part of my collection. And you know me as a baseball card collector, but I am a proud Michigan State fan, and I have a Michigan State collection of all players of all sports and all eras. And I will showcase the Michigan State baseball card collection because it's a baseball card channel. I'll just do my baseball for just for the channel because A, it's baseball, and B, it's only one binder. Michigan State does not have a super rich history in baseball, especially being a northern school. We're kind of a disadvantage of the schools down south, out west, where it's harder to get kids to come to our Big Ten schools, Midwest schools. You'll see the top high school players of the state. If it's like a top draft pick, like it would be a first round pick, second round pick, third round pick. A lot of those guys end up going down the SEC, play at our SEC and ACC schools. So keeping local talent here in the Big Ten and in the Midwest and the North is harder. So this binder is full of all the Michigan State players who play the Major League Baseball, plus some minor league guys and some Bowman firsts who never made it to the major leagues. Basically, that's what I have. If they were Big Ten first team All-Americans or all Big Ten first team All Big Ten, I make sure I have a card of them too because they helped. They were local success products, and so without further ado, you'll probably notice this is dominated by four main players plus a few other players you would note. You would heard of. It's only about a couple binders worth of pages, but it's pretty much dominated by four main players. But here they are, and they're in alphabetical order. And these are the players. My Michigan State binder. First up is A.J. Actor. He played a brief stint with the Twins. A couple minor league cards of him, and it's only Twins major league cards that dual cards. Then a couple of guys who have major league cards but never played in the major leagues, Josh Allman and Josh Axelson. Mel Bainey, his only major league card is 72 tops. He's All-American Michigan State. Sam Binshauter, a couple of Michigan State local sets. Last year, I think, with the Reds, or 2 years ago, I think it was last year with the Reds, he actually got called up to the major leagues, but he never made it to the major league into a major league game, and before being sent down. So he was a major leaguer, yet he never played a game. I think he's still with in the minor league somewhere. Dick Billings, if you're a '70s collector, you recognize him. '80s collector, you recognize Tim Burtsis, most notably with the A's and Reds. He started out with the Yankees. You see the minor league card Aniata. He's part of the Ricky Henderson deal. From the Yankees to the A's, A's to the Yankees. I've been more Tim Burtsis. I did some TTMs. I did TTM with Tim Burtsis. I think he still lives in Michigan. And I got a Desert Shield card of him and a card of him in Japan. A couple guys are local, all Big Ten and minor league cards, guys you never heard of. Tim Crabtree, fan of the 90s, Blue Jays and Rangers, you might have heard of him. Tim Crabtree. Couple Mike Davis, who was All-American. Picked him up because he Indigo Diaz actually pitched for Canada WBC, so he's our first ever Spartan WBC player. And Joseph Giroux is the Orioles, one of the Orioles' top prospects. He just played in a futures game, so I got his Bowman's first. I don't have his autograph yet. A couple guys, Brian Neckley, a couple minor league cards of him, never made the majors. You'll see some two sports stars like Wayne Fonts, former Lions head coach, He was a Spartan football player, and back in the day, a lot of times they played two sports. So there's him as a baseball player. Larry Foster played very briefly for the Tigers, and is one of those Larry Fish sets, the one-year wonders. Rob Ellis, All-American, and the SSPC is the only Major League Baseball card. And first real notable player, Steve Garvey. I will go. You all know about Steve Garvey, his career. So I TTM this. So I'm just going to go through my Steve Garvey collection. For the most part, these cards are in chronological order. When I had some more bigger names, I kind of threw some players at the end. I didn't want to readjust everybody. But this is my Steve Garvey collection. And I am less strict on my post-playing days cards, so I do pick up post-playing days cards of players here because I find a lot of them in the local card shop for the 10-cent box or so. So I just say, oh, I don't have this Steve Garvey, so I'll just pick this card up. So I do have a lot of post-playing days Steve Garvey cards. Jeff Gerby was a Oman prospect card, never made it. Cam Gibson's Kurt Gibson's kid. He never got above Double-A, I believe. And of course, Kurt Gibson, Michigan State All-American football player. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. Still considered one of the greatest wide receivers ever at Michigan State. Part of the Big Ten championship team in '78. And of course, we all know about his accolades in the pros. Here's my Kurt Gibson collection. I have over 200 Kurt Gibson cards. And I'll try to go through them fully. I still need 84 Tiffany. I'll have the complete 84 run of Kurt Gibson's Topps runs. Biggest holes in my Gibson collection is 84, 85, and 86 Topps Tiffany cards. I don't have them yet. All these cards you've seen before because you've seen quite plentiful. Miss the old food issues, the retail store issues, little box sets. I got the regular Desert Shield and the Tiffany here. Brief stint with the Royals and Pirates. And back with the Tigers. Second stint, I need some 90. Don't have all the 90s parallels, but there you go. More Tiger Gibbies. Got his autograph there. Manager of the Diamondbacks. Some post-playing day cards. And more Kurt Gibson's. Couple of guys from the 60s. Ed Hobaugh. I think that's all his cards. Dan Howitt. Briefly played Michigan State. I think he transferred to like Cal State Fullerton or one of those California schools, but he started at Michigan State. He is a letter winner here. Dan Howitt. Brandon Hughes, briefly with the Cubs as a reliever, but at Michigan State he was actually an outfielder. Converted while he was in minor leagues. So there's Brandon Hughes with the Cubs. Mr. Jebb is now currently one of the Pirates' top prospects, top 5-10 prospects. Steve Juday was actually a All-American quarterback. His two sons played in the minor leagues. Never made to the majors. This is only Rick Kruger played with the Red Sox in the late 70s. This is the only card he has. He was in Japan, 79 TCMA. Japanese set. That's the only card he has, so that's my card. Todd Crum actually was on all the Rose Bowl championship football team. It's 87-88 two-port star. He actually played briefly with the Lions, I believe. He also played minor league baseball with the Tigers. Hobie Landreth, original New York Met catcher. John Leister, quarterback at Michigan State, also played minor leagues with the Red Sox. And this is the only official Red Sox card. Bruce Look, brother of Dean Look. You'll see Dean Look later. Al Luplo. Scott McCarwitz, never Malik cards. Major has cards, but never played in the majors. Mike Marshall is kind of guy kind of added to the binder anyways because he actually never pitched at Michigan State, never played here, but he was a student here and got his degree here, so he's a de facto Spartan in this binder. Even though he actually never played at Michigan State, he was still a Spartan. Dan Masteller had a brief cup of tea with the Twins, some minor league cards of him. Rick Miller, if you watch baseball in the 70s and 80s, Red Sox and Angels, Gold Glove center fielder. And the other guy dominant, more local guy dominates this binder is Mark Mulder. You all know about Mark Mulder. He was second overall drafted in the 98 draft, right behind Pat Burrell. And highest draft pick ever out of Michigan State, number 2 overall. So I had a bunch of Mark Mulder cards from been collecting since his rookie year. I haven't added much to the Mulders and these guys lately because, once you have so many of them, you don't go out and search them for many. But if you happen to come across some, you don't have, I just add to the binder. Of course, you got traded the Cardinals, won the Oakland A's fire sales. Larry Owen, he was this is T206 reprint. I just didn't want to pay a whole bunch of money for a T206, so I just got a reprint card of him. I believe he played at Michigan State before it was known as Michigan State back. It was Michigan Agricultural College. Larry Pashnik, he was a Tiger, but traded before the '84 Tiger started. Season started, so he was on 84 Tiger. As we got traded to Twins, a regional Twins card. Ron Peronowski, closer from the 60s for the Dodgers, Twins, and Tigers. Longtime pitching coach under Tommy Lasorda. Probably recognize your name if you grew up in that. A couple other lesser names. This is a Warriors player. TCMA card, only played during the World War II era. Ron Pruitt, collected in that era. You probably know these cards. He actually played in the Senior League, so I actually have a Senior League card collection. Dick Raddatz, all former closer for the Red Sox. The Monster. Hall of Famer, the only Hall of Famer ever from Michigan State in baseball, Robin Roberts. Actually went to Michigan State as a basketball scholarship. So I have mostly post-playing days cards of them. There's a couple Oriole cards of them. So I picked a lot of these cards up, dirt cheap. Local card shop, a 10-cent box. I don't have this Robin Roberts. I'll add it to the collection. A couple of minor leaguers. A few more minor leaguers. Brock Vainberg, Bowman first. I don't think he's with the Marlins in organization anymore, somewhere else. Brad Van Pelt, former Giant All-Pro linebacker. He actually played baseball at Michigan State too. And actually played basketball at Michigan State too. He's one of the greatest athletes ever in that era. Him and Dave Winfield went at each other and played in all sports. Cam View pitched very brief for the Pirates. The only card I have of him. And Herb Washington, the pinch runner. This is one of Mike Payne's top 300 cards of all time. He's actually never played baseball at Michigan State. He was a track star at Michigan State, student at Michigan State. So he is a Spartan, just didn't play baseball, and he played MLB baseball, so he includes in the set. Tommy Usick, one game of the Tigers and played a little bit with the Patriots in the NFL. Oversized cards, Gibson and Garvey. Dual player cards of Gibson and Garvey. Non-player wise, I got Danny Litweiler. If you collected at era, he ended up being later. See there, a head coach at Michigan State. This is his playing days cards before that, before the Michigan State ties. And before Michigan State, he was a head coach at Florida State, I believe. And his time as a head coach in college, he came up with the idea of a radar gun and diamond dirt for getting rid of mud and stuff on the pitching mound, and a couple other innovations. Big umpire Tim McClellan, most notably for the Pine Tar incident. He actually was a student at Michigan State, never played baseball here, but just like Mike Marshall, student at MSU, and he's uh, just a student at Michigan State, so he's a Spartan. Adam Eaton was a part of Michigan State coaching staff for a couple of years. He just now became a White Sox, I believe, first base coach, or the Angels this year. So he's a couple minor league. He was part of like the player development, kind of a coaching staff role. Bruce Look, there's Dean Look. He played very briefly for the White Sox. Post playing baseball playing days, he was a long time NFL umpire, a referee, at least a side judge, not official referee, but like a side judge. And most notably, I think he's the one that made the call on the Joe Montana to Dwight Clark catch in the '81 NFC Championship game. He was there right in front of him. So Dean Look would spend like 20, 30 years NFL ref. And here's a Mark Mulder as a Spartan, an autograph I picked up locally. And that is my Spartan binder. Hope you enjoyed it. Talked long enough. It's kind of brief history of Michigan State baseball and part of my baseball card collection and MSU collection. Thank you. Have a good night.